Good evening, everyone. I trust we are all doing good. Welcome back. YTOP. This is YTOP organization. Now, this evening we are hosting a session talking about ladies we value, how we ladies are supposed to portray ourselves, how we should hold ourselves in the society. But before we start, we have three speakers here this evening, and I would like them to introduce themselves so that we can know more about them. So we have three speakers. I will start from Tolu. Tolu, please introduce yourself. I want to know your name. I think I said your name already, but for the audience, your name, your occupation. Let's say you're a student. What school you are studying, and what is that one fun thing that you like to do? In 1 minute, please.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kesharu Turalo, student of Obafemi Awolowo University, and I love to compliment people a lot. That's one thing I love to do a lot. Thank you.
Wow, I love that. I think I like people that compliment people, and I like the fact that compliment people means that you don't get to see most people tend to see the bad side, because in the sense that when they want to compliment people, they'll say, your hair is nice, but why is your shoe not looking like this? I love the fact that you're not a person like that, which is very, very nice. Omotola, sorry. Please introduce yourself, your name, if you're a graduate, student, and what's that one fun thing you like to do?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Omotola Omotosin. I'm a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University, Department of Food Science and Technology. And okay, I'm also a graphic designer. And one thing I love to do is being creative, and I love to organize things, put things together. I really think, and I love thank you.
That means you are someone that if I touch your property and I don't put it back in the right position, you will come for me. Your things must be in
I
order. You
didn't
are
hear
like
you.
order. I'm saying that means you are someone that if I touch your property now, let's say I collected something from you,
No.
okay, you send it back. Hope it's not that bad. Because I know some people that are like,
Um,
they don't return it back. Do you know? Some people are like that
yeah,
too. Hope
yeah.
you're not that
It's not
extent.
that it's
Right. All right, Carol.
not that
All right, no problem. Caroline, let's hear from you.
Good evening. I am Caroline Olashukwu, and I'm a core member serving in Oyo, one thing I love to do. And I love to watch movies in my spare time. Yeah.
All right. That's nice. Maybe one day you recommend movies for me, Sha, so that you can watch movies together. All right, my name is Crystal Kola. I'm a student of Obafemi Awolowo University. I'm in 300 level. I'm studying business administration. What do I love to do? Before, I would have said I love watching movies, but I think these days my passion for movies is already, let me say, dwindling, because the older you get more activities like have to do, and get more tired. But let me just say, you know, I love reading basically, but not books, not academic books, novels in my spare time, Christian novels, just to read up on other stuff apart from academics. That's what I love doing. So let's just get right into the session. So I will not take much of our time. I have some questions here for you know for our speakers so that they can explain. Because personally, especially in this age that we are in right now, we know that misconceptions or even some conceptions too. At the same time, they'll say, "Oh, as a lady, you're supposed to do this. You're not supposed to sit down. You're not supposed to stand up. You're not supposed to talk when a man is talking. You're not supposed to, they will tell you, oh, you're submissive. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be that. So it's like always contradicting. Let's say you want to do something and you don't even know what you're supposed to do as a lady. So to Omotosho, sorry, Omotosho, Omotola, what do you think? From your own point of view, what do you think it means to be a lady of value?
okay. Thank you for the question. First of all, I would like to to talk about what value is, because actually knowing what value is will help us to understand what being a lady of value is. So I feel like for my research, over time, value is it means what it is, what is important to you. So what is important to you could be based like what you believe in, or it could be a build up of something that is based from your experience, your personal experience in life. Do you get me? So being a lady of value is it talks about a lady who has some things that she takes priority on. Talks about some things that you place work on, some things that you go with, some things that you feel like things that you hold in high esteem. Talk about maybe integrity, talk about honesty, talk about discipline, talk about consistency and all of those things.
Okay. I think I get your point.
Thank you.
That's what it means to be a lady of value. Let's hear from Caroline. Like, to you, what does it mean to be a lady of value? Or a lady that has value, a lady with value? Anyway, what does it mean to you, Caroline?
Okay, thank you. To me, I would say a lady of value is a lady that has something tangible to offer. You mentioned the other time that okay, in the society at large. So a lady that has value is a lady that has something tangible attached to her name, attached to her being, not just the oh that okay, I'm female, but a lady that has something that would help society.
All right, I think I'm satisfied. I think that is more. I will go more with that answer. Actually, I feel like when they mention this person, they will like say, okay, these are the things that are attached to this person. They will know that okay, this person is this person is that, this person has integrity, this person is faithful, this person is honest. That means that's what it means to be a lady of value. Okay, let's move to the next question because of time. There are misconceptions, especially as females, as ladies generally. We have a lot of misconceptions about a lot of things. They will tell us, let's say what a man can do, or when a man is doing this, a woman is supposed to, all those things that, especially on social media now, there are a lot of things that you just say and you'll be wondering, like, okay, what am I not supposed to do as ladies? Sometimes, especially now, about I think some days ago we were learning about a girl that trusted her boyfriend and he later killed her or something and used that for rituals. All those stuff. Like, how are we even like makes ladies to not even to be sure themselves at times, and you stir up questions among themselves and makes them to just feel like, okay, is it because is it a sin or is it an offense to come to this world as a woman or as a lady? So, what do you think? How can we navigate all these situations? There are sometimes when you go to like let me go for an interview and you want to get a job. Sometimes, because you're a lady, some men are so misogynist and they'll be like, oh, I don't accept ladies. That people are alive. So, how do you think we can navigate these things? What do you think we can do to help ladies to, navigate all these issues of crossing some boundaries where normally it should be equal rights for everybody, right? But some people are just like so bent on just because they are men and they don't want others to, join them. How do you think we can navigate these things? Let me start with Solu. What do you think we can do to help ladies to, see that okay, they have value? Because some of them feel like if I go for this thing, they'll not even so most people don't even want to apply for some jobs because they know that if they apply, they'll be like, it's not for women, it's not for girls, it's not for ladies. Do you understand? What do you think we can do to help ladies to um cross these boundaries? Tolu, please.
Okay, so the first thing I think we should do is have supportive people around you. When you surround yourself like supportive people and maybe you join communities as well, the inspiration you need, the motivation you need, you are going to get it from there. Support goes a long way. The littlest form of support. goes a long way. So that is one of the ways. If you have people that support you, imagine you want to like put in for a particular job, but you don't really believe in yourself. When you have people that surround you that are really supportive, like, I know you can do this now, you're good at this, you're good at that, you should not stop yourself because the only limiting factor to your growth is you yourself. So the moment you have supportive people, just talk to people that you're very, very close with. They would support you. They know the right words to use to make sure you put in for that part.
All right. Welcome back. I was asking Tola a question before we went off that how do we navigate as women? How do we, navigate society, all those where, how do we cross these orders in situations where we have to meet people that are let me say misogynist or people that are bent on making women feel less of themselves. What do we do in this kind of situation?
Okay, I think the first thing is that as women or ladies, we must ensure that we instill in ourselves self-confidence and we build our self-esteem. That no matter where you get to, no matter how you talk down on you, like your self-confidence and your self-esteem will hold you. So I think the most important thing is that we build our self-confidence and we build our self-esteem such that all these people who are biased about the females, about women, about what women can do and what they cannot do, or talk down on women, will even see that these women, when they do their service, when they are exposed, when they are informed in every aspect of their career, in whatever they do, and they stand out for it, they won't be able to look down on them. I can't hear you.
All right. Because of time, we are going to like move to other questions so
Okay.
that we can hear everyone's point of view. So, Tolu, I want to ask a question. How do you think, what do you think our role is when we want to shape the world? We are women, men, women, boys, girls. We have a part to play in shaping the world, in bringing up other people, other generation. Apart from giving birth, please, because we all know it's women that give birth. Some people think that the only job that a woman is to do is to give birth to children. But what do you think other roles we have apart from giving birth to children, obviously, in shaping the world, like in bringing up younger people to build them and get them better? What do you think our role is? So Tolu, please.
Okay, so earlier on, you asked the question about being a woman of value. If you're a woman of, apart from giving birth, it entails a lot. A woman of value provides solution to every problem. So far, you're creating value. That means a solution provider to the society, the community in general. So being women means you can participate in a lot of activities. You can make impact in people's lives as well. You can drive positive change in the world by initiating and maybe initiating efforts of improvements and progress in the community. Teach people a lot of things. You can help other women too. You can help other women too in you teach other women. There are a lot of women that are not educated. How do you add value to their life? So what are those what are those things that you can add to their life to make sure that at least maybe they are empowered in one way or the other? Okay, if they want to learn a particular trade, what kind of initiative can you come up with that would help them in that particular aspect and all other things. You can come up with ideas, you teach people, you make sure making impact is very, very important. So what are you doing for? You're a woman of value. What kind of value do you create apart from being maybe a business owner? Yeah, as a business owner, you provide value normally. But as a person, what are those things that are attributed to you that okay, if I give this out to the society, people will learn from me, people can make use of this idea that I have. You can come up with webinars, maybe a workshop or maybe a free program that people will attend that they can learn from one or two things. that you have to share. You can bring other women on board as well, share your experiences about life, share how you navigate several situations, talk about mental health. One of those things that I feel like people don't really talk about much is being mentally stable in this country. It is a big deal, but everybody seems to have a way that they cope with it. No matter what happens, everybody will scale through. But bring people together. Let people share their experience. Let people speak their mind. A lot of these things lead to depression. Some people end up committing suicide. Come up with an initiative. Tell them suicide is not the next thing for them. When a lot of people come together and they share whatever they are going through. When you hear other people's stories, and there's a lesson to take home from that. Do you understand? That is like a life changing process for some people. People learn every day. Do you understand? So that's
All right,
what I think.
thank you for that answer. We should try to, empower others. We should help women because that means we helping our fellow women is going to like help them also to build others. And it's just like life is like a circle. So, it's rotating and it's like going around like that, helping every other person as you're helping someone and it's going around. Thank you very much for that answer. I want to hear Caroline's point of view for this question. So what do you think women can do? Or what do you think our role, what do we play in shaping the world, Caroline?
Okay, thank you. I would say the first role as a woman is to build yourself. You can't give what you don't have. So for the society to be a great one, thanks to women, each woman have to understand that I have a role to play. And once we figure out, okay, this particular role I want to play in society, we have to build up ourselves. So one thing I would say is every woman should find a way to build up herself. So because if you don't build up yourself, there's no way you can say, okay, I want to excuse me, I want to come up with a webinar to empower ladies, to teach them this, to teach them that. One thing is once you have built yourself, you'll be able to play a significant role in bringing up other women, in helping women that don't even know or that are already stereotyped, that their mindset is already fixed to a particular thing that, okay, men rule the world. So for you to be able to bring these people to the light of, okay, yes, women are capable of doing a lot of things, the first role and the most important role is to build up yourself, to empower yourself, then you can empower others. That's my point. That.
All right, thank you very much. Actually, they say you can't give what you don't have, yes. So you have to like build up yourself first. Building up yourself means that okay, you can teach people what you can help others with what you yourself know. Thank you very much, Caroline. I really appreciate your answer. Let's move to the next question. This is a personal question which I would like every one of us to answer, like the three speakers. Personally, how do you think your journey so far as like what do you think has shaped you? Like how would I put it? Your personal journey in life, let's say from when you could like differentiate between your right and your left, as they say, or when you started school, as what do you think you've seen as the meaning of value? Now, I would say there's a general meaning of value, right? But from growing up, let me see, you must have learned something from people and say, oh, how like you must have learned something from people and say, okay, this is what value means from seeing other people, from checking people's lifestyle, seeing other women, seeing them growing teachers in school, our mothers, our aunts, our cousins, nieces, just generally grandma, and you are seeing them and like, oh, grandma has this value, oh, grandma has this thing that I would like to learn from her. Like, how has your journey been? Like you growing up. Let me start with your Omotola. How's your journey been growing up? And can you like give instances? I want to like give you instances of how do you know the lady has value? When you see me on the road now, you cannot know that I have value. Basically, or let me say, well, until you interact with me anyway, you won't know. But at the same time, what are the instances? Like, how can we as ladies portray ourselves as ladies of value? Let's start with Omotola.
Okay, thank you for your question. So, okay, to know a lady that has value is just like you said. that on just listening to the person, you cannot know until you have a conversation with the person, the way the person talks, the way the person thinks, the mentality of the person. Those are the ways that you know that a lady has value. The way the person handles situations, handles questions, talks to people, and there are various ways that you can know that a lady has value. And growing up, I I had a beautiful experience, I would say. I had a though it was kind of lonely because I didn't really grow up with my siblings. So it was sort of lonely, but at some point I had a friend who turned to be a sister, and we were very close. And you know, growing up with her has really been an awesome journey. And it's more like like the things that I think as my core values now, I learned it from her, like being disciplined, things like being organized, things like having self-respect, like building your self-confidence, being bold. Yes, I learned being bold from her because I was this kind of timid person that when you give me an instruction, I would always say yes. Like I can't say no. It's not easy for me to say no to somebody. Even if the thing is convenient for me and it's not convenient for me, I would always want to go. Like I would always want to please the person. Yes, I always want to please the person. Even though it is I know that it's not possible actually to be able to please everyone, but I would just inconvenience myself to do that. So I learned from her to like always say my own point of view. Yes, to always say my own point of view. That when things do not fit right with you should be able to stand up for yourself, be a voice to yourself, and be a voice to others. Thank you. I can't hear you. Please.
Okay. Sorry, I was on mute. What are the, I'm talking to
Okay.
Tolu now. What are the things? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that answer. What are the things you've learned, Tolu, from your experience while growing up as from a child till now? Like, what have you learned about values? Let me say, you can also give examples as Tola did to say, okay, I learned this from this person. What are the things you've seen around and you made me know, oh, this thing, I want to know more about this. I want to also be like this. Like, what are those things that you've learned too?
You know, I think I've learned a lot from my mom. My mom is always, I mean, I've always watched what she does. She's always very supportive. She's always making impact, and she likes to make a difference. I mean, in any little way that she can. So I've learned a lot of things like improvising from her, and I also learned how to be independent from my mom. Like, you know that now only you did for you, like yourself, understand. Does not mean other people can be there. Other people can be there for you, get, but you have to be there for yourself before other people can be there for you. So our strength, our resilience, I've watched that. But growing up, to discover that those things that you've always watched her do, they are becoming a part of you. You also want to do like that. You understand? I've learned to improvise from her. If there is something wrong with a particular stuff in the house, she's ready to fix. She knows how to do some petty things that men do. So I learned all those things from her, such that if anything happens to me like this, I'm going to find a solution. So there are other things like, being supportive. My mom is a very, very supportive person. Any little opportunities. So I love to support people. And my aunts, my grandmother as well, they talk to us about kindness and all other things, and all of those things are like a big part of me at this moment.
All right, thank you for that, Tolu. Caroline, let's over to you. In 2 minutes, please. Can you like just give an instance of an experience that you've had also where what you learned from, let's say from it might not even be your personal relatives, it might just maybe in school, maybe your teacher, maybe you went to a boarding school, maybe your house mistress or something, or maybe it's even in the university, maybe it's a lecturer. What you learned from that person that has also like shaped you and also like added to your value as a woman.
Okay, thank you. I would say one particular value that I've learned. and that I'm trying to uphold these boundaries. Because as a lady of value, if you have a particular principle that you have to work with, that you're trying to work towards, if you don't create boundaries, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will just come and you accept them like that. So it's not like I learned it particularly from somebody, it's just that I, based on relationship with people, I've come to, it is not everybody. If you are going to go far, yes, they say if you are going to go far, you have to work with people. I've one value that I've learned, that I've upheld, is going with like people that are of like mind. So it's not just about carrying everybody. Okay, yes, you are a leader, so to say, you have to lead people, but it is not everybody that you have to lead. So creating boundaries and setting principles, those are learned and I'm upholding. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you actually need to create boundaries. I've seen cases where people just tell you to act anyhow because you know you want them to be, let's say you are taking them as close relations and they're just okay, I can do this thing because this person is my friend or because it's sister, I can just do that thing. And those and boundaries help, it even gives more respect when you have boundaries, when you create boundaries with people, they know that okay, this is what they have to do and this is what I'm supposed to do. All right, we have like two more questions to go because of time. I'm trying to like scale, just see the ones that I should ask. All right. What advice would you give to young women who are starting their careers? You know, some people are just like, let's say, people that are leaving secondary school, people that are leaving uni. We have graduates in the house already. So people that are leaving uni, or people that are even leaving secondary school, people that, I mean, we that we are on this call, we are, I can say that to an extent, our career has started already. So what advice would you give to them to say, okay, when you are starting, watch out for this, don't do this, do that. I'll start with Caroline, yes.
Okay, thank you. The first thing I would say is, for every lady out there, build a positive mindset, build a growth mindset, because these two things are going to help, in the sense that okay, you might get to a particular point in life whereby things are not going the way you want it to be flexible, have a mindset that okay, I can grow from wherever I am, even if I'm not doing what I have in mind to do. Because, for instance, a secondary school leaver now may have intention of studying law and using that as a career, and the person is giving maybe music. So what I want to, the advice I would give is, have a positive mindset, have a growth mindset, that whatever it is you find yourself doing, or wherever you find yourself, you are able to make change, do something big from society, from wherever you are. That's my advice.
Have a positive mindset and yes, thank you for that. Actually, I think that is a lot because your mindset actually matters. Once you feel that you cannot do something, then you won't actually be able to do it. Amotola, please over to you. What advice would you give to young people that are just starting their careers, people that are still in uni and they are thinking, oh, I'm about to graduate from school. And we're in a country where there's no even job. Whereas we don't want to start selling on the, you know, all a lot of things that are in constraints, especially as ladies. What advice would you give to them when they want to start their careers as young ladies?
Okay, thank you for that question. So the first thing I would like to say is that whatever your hand finds doing, do it well. Do it well. Whatever your hand finds doing, and be intentional. Intentionality and consistency. There are two key things that keep somebody going in a career or in his or her skill. Because if you are not intentional, you won't go far. And if you are not consistent, because there will be a point, or there might be points that you get to see my if this career is it even what I want to do. This thing is it like, do I even have the passion? This thing, do I am I even happy doing it? Or that you have a lot of questions to ask. It's not even working. Yes, maybe it's not even working for you at some point, and getting disorganized and thinking that I think I should do something else, and even if something else, you still think maybe that I should go into something else, maybe this is not my path, and you are just going from here to there. So being consistent in whatever you choose to do, that you to do, be consistent with it. With time, you get results and intentional and consistency.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Intentionality and consistency. I'm learning a lot from this. Tolu, over to you, please. In 1 minute, our time is fast spent. In 1 minute, please, can you just like advise young adults out there, young females, ladies that on what they can do, to encourage themselves and improve themselves as they are going to, like, let's say people who are looking for jobs. Some people maybe are just even undergraduates and maybe they are facing challenges. What do I want to do when I'm done with school? Or maybe even secondary school students. Tolu, in 1 minute, please.
So firstly, I'll be ready to learn. There are a lot of skills that you can learn, soft skills, digital skills. Always be ready to learn. No knowledge is a waste. Just make sure that you are doing something aside from schooling or whatever. Be ready to have like a skill that you have. It comes in handy such that all those thoughts not like come at you at once. I know that everybody wants to like figure out their lives and everything, but in order for you not to get under pressure when you get to that point in your life, so far you are doing something at the moment. At least you know that okay, let me just use this one to hold budget. You get there, you know that okay, this is something else that I want to pursue. Always be ready to learn and participate in activities, join communities, network, meet people, and be positive minded. Like Tola said, be positive minded, be intentional, and have a positive mind. Sorry, be intentional and be consistent. Consistency goes a long way. Sometimes the journey is not always rosy. It has to be rocky. Sometimes you get discouraged, you want to give up, but giving up is not your own. If you need a break, just calm down, take the break, and come back. You have to you have to learn how to do that as well. It's very difficult sometimes, but if you need to take a break from something, just give yourself that break that you deserve, rest, unwind, then come back and face reality. You can't avoid reality for long. If you say you want to avoid reality for a long time, you know like the end result because you'll just be discouraged and you will not even believe in yourself and your abilities. But so far you're doing very well. You're showing up well for whatever you're doing. See the results. They will speak for you definitely. Thank you.
I thank you very much to that also. On consistency, I would say it is like hard to be consistent. Let's be realistic. It is very, very hard because there are times when you will fail three, four, 5 times, and you have to pick yourself back up from the scratch. But just be consistent. I would say it helps a lot. I mean, let's look at the sense of you planting something now. If you plant, what season are we? Let's say I don't know what fruit is out now. Maize is already good. I mean, corn is already going. Let's say if you plant corn seed, and you don't wet it, you don't put water, it will not grow. Even if you put water for 3 to 4 days, like I think there was a time when rain didn't fall, and like it was hard for farmers to wet their plants and all that. If they don't wet it consistently, even if they wet, if they've waited it for the past 100 days, for example, and for the next 5 days, they're like, let me take a break. It will affect that corn. It would. So consistency is hard, but at the same time, you can just like I would advise that if you want to be consistent, motivate yourself with something. You can give yourself the word. For example, okay, I take this tax today, I will buy myself a drink. If I do this, I will take myself out. If I do that, that way you'll be able to motivate yourself more. Or you can even tell your friends, like you can have accountability partners. Okay, I want to do this today. I must do it. If I don't do it, do this thing to me. I'm not the friend that will be whining you or the one that will be gisting with you. People that you're accountable to, maybe your mentors, partners that you know that you can account to. So that will also help a long way. The last question before we round up this session. Um, how have you overcome challenges or biases in your career and what lessons have you learned? Now, this happens to a lot of people. I'm sure you must have faced the challenge one way or the other, and you felt like, how do I do this? Or maybe you're in a situation where you're biased. Sometimes it might not even be as one as a lady, or also maybe culture. Some people are also biased based on culture. Maybe based on culture, based on the as a lady, you felt like I'm supposed to be given this thing, but because I am this, I was. How did you overcome it? Like, so for some people, they can feel dejected and they might not want to pick themselves back up. So how did you overcome that challenge when you felt like this thing that was supposed to be my right was not given to me? How did you overcome it? How did you pick yourself? Yes, let me know. How did you pick yourself back to, apply for to go for other things, to go into other areas when you found out that maybe this thing was not given to you, or this thing that you desired wasn't given to you? Let me start your Motola.
Okay, thank you for the question. Okay, so you first asked that challenges that you face, like how you overcome the challenges. Then okay, let me answer that first. Okay, so one time like that, that I had an issue with one of my cousins in school, and it was part one, and I couldn't help myself because I didn't mingle with my friends then, so it was kind of hard for me. So I actually failed the course. So I, because I didn't mingle with others, I couldn't learn from them. It was so bad that I took that course, but then I had to pick myself up again. And I attended tutorials, I seek help, I seek guidance, I had to socialize. Yes, that was the point that I learned to socialize with people, to talk to people, and to learn that you cannot always do things alone. Yes, you cannot always do things alone, that you always need help. And what came in handy for me at that time was relationship, like relationship that I built in various places that I was engaged in, like church, like in my class, and some of my friends. So building of relationships, yes, building of relationships came through for me then to overcome the challenge.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Let's go to our time is really fast spent. Caroline, please. What are the challenges or what are you faced? Let's say, okay, when you went to camp, when you're a couple, let's say when you went to camp now, they say maybe because maybe you felt in a strange mood and you felt like, how would I navigate this? Or maybe when you got there, you could not speak their language, or maybe they scammed you, or maybe something happened and you're like, is it because I cannot do this thing? They not do this thing to me. Do you understand? So how did you, navigate through those challenges, and what are the lessons you learned through those challenges that you face?
Okay. One challenge I can actually, it's not exactly a challenge I can talk about now, since you mentioned service, is at my place of primary assignment. I was assigned a particular subject to teach, but at the end of the day, it was changed, and I was given more work, like extra load. So basically, how I complained at first, but I later figured out that every challenge has a time limit. There is always an end to every challenge. So the end to my challenge is just 1 year. After a year, everything will end. So one thing is, for every challenge, know that there is always a solution. All you have to do is just try to factor out the solution to that challenge. And for every challenge, you have to seek help. We, like Tola said, we can't do life alone. So seek help. If things are getting out of hand, let people know. So, but the main thing I would say is that for every problem anyone would face, including me, there is always a solution. All you have to do is just seek that solution and get everything sorted.
All right, thank you. Over to you, Tolu. In just 1 minute, 30 seconds, help us answer that question. So, how do you overcome challenges, or what practical, like, what have you faced personally? What challenge have you faced personally, and how were you able to overcome them?
I think the challenge that I've faced that is quite difficult for me is combining school with a lot of other activities. It is not easy. I mean, you have to show up for your life, you have to show up for your academics. You basically have to show up and show up well in everything that you're doing. And you must not allow one gets in the way of the other. So that is very, very difficult. There are sometimes that I'll just feel so tired, and I talk to people. That has really helped me. I have few friends that I know that whenever I'm feeling so down, I talk to them. I can talk to my mentor about, okay, I'm feeling this way, I'm feeling this. I mean, they know the right words to say to uplift myself. Like, I need to take a break from a particular thing. Sometimes I might be under, it might be difficult. So I just need to like take a break. Then I also ensure that sometimes I say words of affirmations, they go a long way. Sometimes you be the one to motivate yourself and motivate you. Before anybody does anything for you, you have to be there for yourself. Do you understand? So I say words of motivations. I practice self gratitude. That one a long way. Practice self gratitude. I celebrate small wins. Those are those things that have like really kept me going.
All right, thank you very much. I think on practicing self-gratitude, there's time when I participated in a challenge where every day I have to like drop something that I'm grateful for. And that made me realize that although like maybe say I've been doing something and I haven't gotten what I wanted, but you made me realize that you've actually come more than you actually expected. Because I understand that there can be pressure. And sometimes you feel like I'm supposed to have done this. Or maybe you are writing this particular exam, you want to do this, you want to do this project before the way we time ourselves now. In the next I am not done with it. So maybe like there are setbacks, there are maybe something happened, you have to take it again over and over, three times, four times. And I feel like because of that one, sometimes that won't actually be like a form of discouragement. But I would actually point out that self-gratitude. Practice it. It really, really helps. It will make you even see like you will be able to realize that I've done a lot of things, and it make you more grateful to God, even more grateful to yourself that, and you'll not be able to look down on yourself. Wow, this was an amazing session. Honestly, I learned a lot. I had a nice time with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this call. Thank you for answering the questions. Thank you for sharing your experiences. So before we round up in like the next 2 to 3 minutes, I just wanted to give parting words. Like we are ladies with value. What do you want? What are your parting words? Okay, what do you want to say? Oh, I listened to this person's speech and I learned this particular thing from the person. We've learned a lot of things so far. I mean, from everything you've said. Well, I actually learned a lot of things from everything that each speaker has said. But I want you guys to give like parting words. Okay, as you go into life, this is what you should do. As you go into life, this is what you should do. I want everyone to give parting words, starting from Omotola.
All right. Thank you. It's been an amazing session with everyone on the call, and I've also learned a lot from other speakers as well. And I'm happy I could be doing this with you guys. All right. So what I would like to say is that as ladies and as ladies there's value, we should we shouldn't stop it yet. We shouldn't stop learning. We shouldn't stop getting ourselves exposed to information because one way to stay off, one way to stay updated as the world is evolving from being exposed, like exposure to things, to information, to resources, to various things that could be of help to our personal development. Okay. Yeah, let's unmute your
I'm
mic, I
sorry
guess.
about that. Thank you very much. Keep yourself informed, updated, updated. Keep on
Okay.
reading, keep on learning. That way you will be able to like know more and you'll be able to get updated with things maybe when you want to do something in life. Thank you very much for that, Paula. Tolu, please, let's hear from you.
I thought I muted my unmuted my mic. So first self doing do it very well. Show up for yourself. Keep showing up. Document your process. Document your journey. I volunteered today. Post. I did this today. Post it. Show the world what you are capable. You're a woman of value, right? Let us see what you are doing behind the scenes. Okay, I have friends today. All those things add to your value, and that is why you are an influence. People will believe you from that. Okay, I see what this person is doing for herself. Always be just make sure that you are participating in one or two things. Network, be ready to volunteer, learn. You can never stop learning. Always have one new idea. Always learn something new. No knowledge is a waste. And take care of yourself. Prioritize self-care. Maintaining a stable mental health is very crazy in this country, but try as much as possible, regardless of whatever is happening around you. Try to maintain a stable mental health. Your physical health, financial. Just make sure you take care of yourself first. Thank you.
All right, Caroline, over to you. Thank you very much for that. Take care of yourself. I mean, please do. Because if you don't take care of yourself, nobody will take care of you. So you have to take care of yourself. You have to like look good. I mean, eat well, rest well, stay healthy. Because if you don't stay healthy, that will actually even cost a lot more than you think. That means you have to like start taking care of yourself, taking care of your health instead of using the money to do other things. Thank you for that too. Over to you, Caroline.
Okay, what I would say is don't live out the grace of God, because no matter how much you want to do things in your own power, you need help. You need divine help. And yes, you need divine help, and you also need help from people. So whenever you feel you are losing energy, you are just things are not going the way you planned it, reach out to people, reach out to God first, reach out to people, and also don't stop building yourself. Continues, keep learning new things, keep taking up new tasks, and the sky is just the starting point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Thank you, guys. Honestly, thank you so much for joining me. I'll just say this as you are ending this call. As a lady, make sure that you continue to build yourself. You might feel like, okay,